Hello, can anybody see me out there? Should be live again. Google Chrome is just killing me. Um, anyway, so I think back on now. I'm going to put some pointers to that. God, I hate this. Ticks me off. Okay, that's the third one. That one we are going to get rid of if we can. Delete post. Okay, now. Hi guys. All right. So how much longer do we have in this little section here? The problem is that we're almost done, so I'm going to at least finish this bit. The problem is that I would need to repost this for the other people. So give me a half a second. I will go a few minutes past 8, but let me post this on the other the other two places. See, this is why I hate not having my proper keyboard, because it slows everything down to about 10% of normal speed. The buggers. Okay, there we go. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to have to figure out what is going on with Google Chrome, because that crap is killing me. And it makes no sense. It just stopped. It just suddenly I looked up and it was absolutely frozen. Okay. Make my way through all this crudola. Okay. And right. Okay. Maybe I have one too many tabs open. I don't have any tabs open except for this one, but thanks for the idea. I like the other problem was I came back, but then I forgot that for some reason this thing is defaulting to nobody can see it but me. And so the second time I started it, I just started it up like usual, and then of course nobody could see it, and I figured that out. So that's why you can see it now. Oh my Lord. Okay, anyway, so I'm going to go back to what I was reading here so we can at least finish this chapter. So I've now put the links up for everybody else. So anyway, the newcomer staggered, moaning. I don't know. Somebody want to tell me what the last thing was they heard real quickly, and then I'll know how far back to go. Because I was just reading the part where, although he's not named, where Streety Nettle, the runaway capacitor, had just appeared. So does anybody remember what the last thing was or what the last thing you heard, so I can start from that point? Otherwise, I'm just going to guess. I don't know how far. She fired the gun. Okay, excellent. Good. We didn't miss much. For a single mad instant, Mary thought she had pulled the trigger of her gun by mistake, but even a cuckoo automatic didn't make a bang like that. And after the echo died down to a painful ringing in her ears, she was still sightless, down on her knees and scrabbling absently with her hands for something she couldn't even imagine. People were screaming. A lot of people were screaming. Who turned out the bloody lights? Someone grabbed her leg. Who's that? Juniper? The lights are off? You mean I'm not blind? The bloody power blew out. Oh, thank the Grove for that. I thought I lost my eyes. The power came back on a few minutes later. Surprisingly, almost no one had left. Orion Thornapple certainly hadn't. He was lying on his back beside his table, with his throat ripped out, surrounded by an extremely wide puddle of blood and beer. The hand that had held the goblin's witchlight no longer existed. The arm now ended at the wrist, a scorched stump. The corpse looked quite surprised. Bad, Mary told Juniper. This is very, very bad. The goblin and the scrawny fellow were gone, of course. The bad stuff started slowly, although Mary Mosspink had no doubt it would pick up speed soon enough. The leading counselor's son had been murdered on her premises, even if no one quite understood what had happened. The mere fact that she was completely innocent, and that the young idiot had brought it on himself, would be of little account when the wheels of officialdom began to turn. But the detective constable who interviewed her did not seem unduly vengeful, and she allowed herself a little hope. When Mary told him what she remembered about the goblin, he quirked his mouth in a sour smile. "But you know his name, if he didn't lie," she said. "People always say goblins never lie." "Everyone lies," the constable said. "I don't care what they say about goblins, but it doesn't matter." He explained to her that there were some 20 or 30,000 members of the Button clan in the city, and that at least half of them had been called Mud at some point in their lives. It was a bit like saying someone was named Hey You. The constables extracted statements from all the employees and customers before leaving Mary and old Juniper to clean up the mess. It wasn't until hours after young Thornapple's body had been taken away that she realized that despite what must have been a fairly pressing need to escape in the darkness, the goblin had not only taken the time to finish off Orion Thornapple, he had also remembered to take the stew and the bottle of ale he had earned with him. And that is where we are going to stop. Next will be Chapter 12, The Hollyhock Chest. And while we're waiting for that, I will see if I can figure out if there was anything in particular that went wrong, because it wasn't simply just that it stopped. It didn't just, it wasn't simply that we lost the signal, I don't think. It's the whole thing. It wouldn't let me quit or do anything. But I'll figure it out, like I figured out the other one. So apologies, but that's the way it is in today's new model internet army. I apologize, but I can't really do much of anything except continue to struggle along with the technology that I have. I do wish we had more choice than simply Google Chrome, though, because it's done a lot of weird things to me. Hey, my brother works for Google. Maybe he can hook me up with some better iteration of the software. A little nepotism never hurt. Well, it's not nepotism, is it? If it's not my uncle getting me the job, it would be fraternalism if it's my brother finding me some good software for broadcasting live feeds. Anyway, so with that, I will wrap it up for tonight. I will remind you all we'll be back next Sunday, first at 2 a.m. in the morning, then at 7 p.m. I will do my best to have this, if not prepared, if not cured rather, but prepared for it to happen again so that I could instantly skip to a new one. I may also ask somebody else to do putting the new URLs up if we lose the feed and have to start a new feed, just so, because otherwise the people who are coming in remotely from Twitter or from my other Facebook page will not be able to find it once it goes off. But I'll think about that when we think about that. Anyway, so with that, all I can say is, again, thank you for your patience. Take good care of yourselves. Take good care of your family, friends, neighbors. Your world community needs you. So we're doing fine here. We're hanging in. Yes, we're a little cabin fevery. Yes, we have kind of scratched a few claw marks on the door, wishing we could get out and run. Metaphorically speaking, not literally speaking, obviously we can get out and run, but meaning wishing we could go out and chase some metaphorical tennis balls at the park or something instead of being home all the time, but I'm sure lots of people are feeling that way, and there are worse places to be. So with that, I say good night to you with all due affection and send you love from Casa Beale Williams in the Santa Cruz area in California. And I hope the rest of your Sunday, however much there may be left of you, to you, depending on where you are, or your Monday, if it's already begun in other parts of the world. It has already begun in other parts of the world. But if any of you listening have begun your Mondays already, I hope your Mondays are good. And I will see you next week. And we will go forward from there. Forward, always forward. So thanks again. And